Okay, so probably like a week ago, maybe, I'm not entirely sure, I asked people to submit random questions for me so I could do a little vlog question and answer. And I got a pretty good number of questions, so here's my answers. The very first question was from, let's see, LKJ Slane, and she said, give me 5 to 10 Zangans that you would not pass up the opportunity to meet in person. Well, I chose Kendra, oh very young, Lisa, LKJ Slane, Chelsea, the inappropriate skirt, Lenny Bob's your uncle, Kirsten, the psychotic raccoon, and Trisha, unconventional butterfly. So, I mean, I think I just chose these 6 people because they seem to be the ones that comment most on any of my vlogs or actually try to pay attention to any of the stupid shit that I write. But also because I feel like I could have some sort of connection with all of them. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess I understand them more and I agree with more of the topics that they write about than other people's, I guess. I don't know. But now I'm scrambling. So, next question. So, I have no idea actually how to pronounce this, so I'm gonna get my best shot. Tuola18 asked me, what's your favorite book and what's your favorite song? For my favorite book, it's Unwind by Neil Shusterman. I guess I'll kind of give you a little like description of it. It's basically about these camps that are called unwind camps, and parents can send their kids to them. Basically, what it does is the unwind camps take apart the children's bodies, but they take it apart in such a way that the body's parts can be reused. Like in a hospital, like if you lose an arm in a car crash or something and you need a new arm, then they can give you one of the arms from one of the people that was unwound. And so it's basically about these 3 or 4 kids trying to escape being unwound because since they're not 18, they don't have a choice. So yeah, it's a sad book, and they're actually thinking about making it into a movie, which I kind of hope they don't, because I really hate when people do that. But that's a spiel for a different time. But it's a really good book, and I actually don't own it, which I really should. It's kind of stupid that I don't own it, and I'm not entirely sure why I don't. But I would definitely recommend it to anybody, even though it's a sad book. So if you don't like sad books, I guess don't read it. A favorite song. I'm the kind of person whose favorite song changes constantly. I mean, like, honestly, it's really hard for me to have one favorite song. So I guess it's the song that I listen to the most often at that point in time. Right now, my favorite song is probably A Lunatic's Lament by Alisana. I'm pretty much in love with their new album, their newest album, I guess, The Emptiness, because the songs, if you listen to them in order, tell like a story, and it's kind of creepy, but it's really good. And I mean, if you don't like the kind of music that I listen to, it's, no point listening to it, but I really like it. So, okay, next question. I have a little thing up here, so just looking away at all that. Catch and Release asked me, what do you want to do when you're older? Um, I really want to do something with psychology because I'm like awkwardly like obsessed with the way human minds work. And like I said in a previous post, I would have loved to have the chance to like nitpick the brain of Adolf Hitler. I'm not entirely sure why, but the Holocaust and Adolf Hitler fascinate me to an awkward degree. And so I just really like the way the human mind works and how people can think and how like memory works and how people can just react to certain things. So I really hope to do something with psychology, maybe be a psychologist, maybe just work in that field. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm 16, so I haven't made up my mind entirely yet. So, what is your biggest fear? It's funny because I was actually talking to one of my friends about this earlier today. My biggest fear is silence, as weird as that sounds. Um, I'm really afraid of silence because of the things that silence can lead to. I mean, silence can lead to people doing really stupid things or just it's more of a depressive kind of thing, I guess. But I'm just afraid of silence because of what silence can make you feel. Because when there's silence, your mind tends to wander. And um, I guess, especially with me, with my mind, I'm really afraid of it like wandering and when I'm, all by myself and in the silence because it can wander to some pretty scary places. And I just, I don't ever want to feel that, so silence is my biggest fear. But I'm also kind of afraid of myself. I mean, it's one of those things like I kind of keep continuously realizing how much power I really do have over myself, I guess. And it's kind of a scary thing to realize. I mean, how much control you have over just one person, even if it is yourself. Um, and her last question was, what kind of music do you like? I like so much. It's really hard to choose just one genre. Um, but I like alternative. I like screamo. I like rock, hardcore. Sometimes punk, sometimes pop. Um, Pretty much kind of anything in that like loud stuff that your parents don't kind of like. I mean, it's not like I was trying to go for that. I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go choose a genre that my parents hate. That's just kind of how it worked out. But my dad kind of likes it, so it's okay. I can't do mainstream. I can't do it. I hate it. The songs are pointless, and I cannot do country music. There are some. I will admit there are some country songs that I actually do end up like randomly bursting out singing, but for the most part, I cannot do country music at all. So. Two of six asked me, who is your biggest inspiration and why do they inspire you? This actually was the question that took me the longest to figure out the answer to because it's probably one of the only questions that is something that just really makes you like, sit down and think um, about what you're going to answer. It's a really difficult question to answer because there's a lot of people that inspire me. But I had to say that my biggest inspiration is my best friend Hunter because he's a really, really strong guy. He's just not like, physically, just emotionally and mentally. He's been through a lot in his life, and I'm just absolutely amazed by how he's managed to deal with all the things that have happened to him. And I know it's really hard on him, and he's not always the strongest person, and he breaks down sometimes, but for the most part, I mean, he doesn't let stupid little things affect him, and he doesn't let people's opinions of him get in the way of doing what he wants to do. And he's just, he's confident in himself, and he's confident in everything he does, and it's not to the point where it's cocky. It's just kind of the point where like I'm really proud of him for who he is and for him being himself and not being afraid to do anything he wants to in his life. So I really hope that one day that maybe I can like be like that because I say that I don't care what people think, but I kind of do. And I think everybody does to a certain degree, but I kind of hope to get better about it like he does. And I really look up to him, and I hope that maybe I can one day be somebody that anybody else could look up to. So, unconventional